Starting the recording. Let's see if I can make this thing go away.
So I think.
Ah, there we go.
There we go.
All right, if you can hear me clap once, you can hear me clap twice. If you can hear me say, hi, Frederica. Hi, Frederica. Hi, everyone. My name is Frederica Camille. My pronouns are she, her, and today I'm co-presenting with my colleagues a workshop, and we'll do some introductions, a workshop that are meant to set you up for success as you get ready for internship and other career building opportunities in the upcoming school year.
Okay, so. One. Too many things on the screen. There we go.
So it's our first opening activity. I'd like you all to bring out your cell phones and scan the QR code. This is so that way you can check in and we can send you the materials at the end of this presentation. So make sure you use your GWID or your GWID to check in.
It's your email at gwu.edu.
It's your email, not your GWID. Use your email.
Email at gwu.edu.
And then we can move on to the next slide
Yeah.
while they are signing in.
Okay. Oh,
So just a few quick introductions. I'm actually going to hand the mic over to Caroline Atwood-Brown over there. If you want to introduce yourself, tell everybody about your role and what you do here at GW.
Perfect. Hi, I'm Caroline. I am the career exploration coach, so I work primarily with first and second year students, especially if you're not 100% sure what you want to do later on. That's kind of my cup of tea as someone who changed their major multiple times in college.
Awesome. And hi everyone, you already met me. My name is Frederica Camille. I am one of the career coaches here at GW, and I support students interested in political science, government, policy, economics, consulting, and social impact.
and I'm Kari Scott, and I am a career coach here. I work with humanities, arts, and the School of Media and Communication. And I am the queen of changing majors.
Are you?
11 times.
Okay, maybe you should work with exploratory students.
11 times
Sweet.
and 8 different schools.
Okay. Whoa.
Yes, yes.
So we would not encourage that.
No, don't go to a bunch of different schools, but study what you love and you'll get through.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to start off with a little quick poll. So if you scan this, you're going to go to a Slido app and it's going to let you put in 3 words. We want to know what you want to take away from this session today. Okay, everyone got it? Let's see. There we go.
Well, it looks like a few people had already typed in responses. I definitely see internships as a theme. Resume, heel turn, resume strategies, meet with a career coach, resume, career, internship resume, lots of internships, LinkedIn, yes, career paths, confidence, love that. Great.
Okay.
Well, it is our goal with today's workshop to equip you with the knowledge to how to access internships, how to prepare your resume to make sure that it's college and career ready for opportunities, as well as identify resources that you can utilize to find those opportunities. Hello, welcome, come on in. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna go over briefly our purpose for today's meeting. So today we're going to talk about finding and shaping your story, followed by learning your exploration toolkit, and then exploring career building experiences, identifying your next steps, and then at the end there will be a section on Q&A as well.
Okay, so I'm going to take it over from here. I'm kind of the resume expert, sort of, kind of. So yes, you need a resume. Everyone needs a resume. You need to format it correctly. And this is the thing that a lot of people don't know about. This is kind of new. When I first got out of school, but I didn't graduate, but when I first left school, you typed your resume on a typewriter, and then you took it to a copy shop and had 100 copies made. Okay, so none of you were ever going to do that. You are not missing anything. But right now, what's happening is most of the time when you apply for a job or an internship, you're applying in an applicant tracking system. And you know that you're applying in an applicant tracking system when you go to a website, you create a little account on the website, and then it says, upload your resume. That's an applicant tracking system. There's over 190 different applicant tracking systems that employers use. All of them work a little bit differently, but the main thing you need to know is that your resume must be formatted correctly, and it must include certain things on it. Otherwise, the computer, which is going to read your resume before any human ever sees it, is going to score it badly. So you have to make sure that the words that the employer is looking for are on your resume. And when I say that, I mean, if you put that you know Microsoft Office on your resume and the employer is looking for Microsoft Word, the computer is not going to give you a score for that because that doesn't match. Because computers are stupid. They do not know that Microsoft Office and Microsoft Word are essentially the same thing. So you need to make sure that you're looking at what the employer is looking for and edit your resume for each job depending on what they're looking for. So that is the number one takeaway I want you to get from today, is that you want to make sure your resume is ATS compliant. You have to have experience on your resume. A lot of freshmen are worried because they haven't had jobs, or they've had really stupid jobs, or, you know, I've only been a babysitter. That's okay. You learn things when you're working, even if you're not getting paid. So if you volunteered at your church, mosque, or temple, if you have volunteered in the community, if you've helped out a neighbor, if you know you're the person that everyone calls for tech support, you've gained skills, and you can put that on your resume as experience. Don't put work history, put experience on your resume, because everything is experience. And then when you're creating your resume, you want to show, don't tell. So what a lot of people do is they put a list of all of the soft skills that they have. What is a soft skill? Communication, problem solving, all of that kind of stuff. And that's something that you learn in every single job that you do. And that's the one thing that employers really want to see. They want to see your soft skills. They're going to teach you how to use whatever computer program they're using. Every job I've had has had different computer systems that they've used. I've had to learn them on the job. But the soft skills, can you communicate? Can you write? Can you solve problems? Can you multitask? Can you manage your time? That's what employers are going to be looking for, especially when they're doing your internships as you start out. Okay. So these are, we call these the NACE competencies, but these are the standard 8 skills that employers are looking for. So they're looking for communication, critical thinking, leadership, teamwork, technology, professionalism, inclusion, and career and self-management. These are things that you learn while you're in class. You learn how to manage your time by being in college. You learn how to write, right? How many of you are taking beginning writing or college writing? Yeah. So that's a really important skill. And the better you learn that, the more employable you're going to be. Professionalism. Can you show up on time every day? Can you give 2 weeks notice when you're leaving a job? Ask Caroline about that today. That is professionalism, and that is something that employers are looking for. Can you manage yourself? If someone tells you you didn't do something right, do you go cry in a corner? That's not managing yourself. You want to take criticism in the context in which it's given, which is usually positive, they want you to do it right. Can you take that and work with it? So these are the skills that employers are looking for. Not necessarily, I mean, a lot of them want to know that you at least know Google Docs or Word because that's what everyone's using now. But these are the 8 skills that you really need to do. And what you want to do is you want to weave them into your bullet points. And I have this really long slide about bullet points.
You can take a picture. You can
Well,
take a
what we're
picture.
going to do is when you checked in, and those of you who came late will need to stay a minute or 2 after to check in.
Yeah.
We'll show you the QR code again. But we will send you the slides so you have this. This is also on our resume guide. Actually, I just copied and pasted this from our resume guide. But when you are writing a bullet point, a lot of times when I see your high school resumes, it's like, you worked at McDonald's, you made hamburgers. Okay, that's the bullet point. Made hamburgers, waited on customers, cleaned, did all those things. Okay, what you want to do is you want to start with an action verb, and we're going to show you tell you where the resume guide is, but there's a whole 2-page handout that's just action verbs to help you get started. But you see designed, responded, trained, balanced, created, co-facilitated. Those are all action verbs. You want to talk about what you did. Okay, so at McDonald's, you provided excellent customer service, ensuring every customer's order was accurate and complete. Okay, so that's better than waited on customers, right? It sounds like you actually paid attention to what you were doing. So what you did and then why it mattered. And a lot of times with freshmen, what you want to do is weave in those the skills, the soft skills, the competencies into your bullet point. So here's some examples. Designed marketing flyers for weekly events. And this is good because this is a positive impact on the organization. Increasing student turnout by 40% over the semester. Okay, so that's why it mattered. You increase student turnout. That's good. Responded to customer inquiries via email and chat. Okay, so responded is your action verb to customer inquiries via email and chat. Okay, so that's what you did. Helping reduce average response time from 48 hours to 12. That's why it mattered. This is the one you're going to be doing a lot. So you showed off soft skills like communication, leadership, time management, blah, blah, blah. Trained 5 new student staff members, developing leadership and clear communication skills in a fast-paced environment. So you see that's weaving those skills into your bullet points. Balance 15 credit hours with a part-time job, demonstrating strong time management and organization. Does that kind of make sense? Is this sort of resonating? And then you made someone's life easier or better. So create a digital tracking system for volunteer hours that help team leads cut down weekly admin time by 2 hours. Okay, so you helped save time for somebody. Co-facilitated a mental health workshop attended by 50 students, creating a supportive space for open discussion and communication. So you see how that kind of tells people that you add value to an organization. That's what an employer is looking for. They want to see the added value. Okay, so remember I told you it has to be ATS friendly. So you need to keep the robots happy. So keep it to 1 page. The general rule of thumb is 1 page for every 10 years experience. Who in this room has 10 years of working experience?
Old people.
Okay, so that means 1 page, right? You want to use standard fonts, Arial, Calibri, Cambria, Aptos, Times New Roman, and Garamond. Those are good fonts to use. You want to make it standard text, okay? No pictures on your resume, no pictures on your resume. A lot of employers will automatically disqualify anyone that includes a picture on the resume. Y'all remember 2020? What happened in 2020? I mean, COVID happened, but there was something else. Do y'all remember that? Summer of 2020, everyone was demonstrating in the streets. No?
Yeah. Oh,
George Floyd?
yes.
So employers have started trying to normalize not knowing what your race or something like that is. Now, of course, y'all are living in the age of 2025, which is when a new administration took effect, and a lot of companies are stopping to do that, but they're used to the idea of no photos, and some applicant tracking systems will just disqualify anything with a photo. No text boxes. Do not use Canva for your resume. Do not use Canva. The whole resume is text boxes in Canva. And if you do a Canva resume in some applicant tracking systems, when you upload your resume, you are uploading a blank piece of paper because applicant tracking systems do not read text boxes. Okay? Not all of them are like that, but a lot of them are like that. No tables. A lot of students use tables. It's a great way to lay out your resume. You don't want to do that. No headers or footers. A lot of people, it's a good practice to put things in the header. You want it on every page. Don't use it on your resume because applicant tracking systems ignore headers. And so if you upload a resume and your name and your contact information are in the header, it's not on your resume, which makes it hard for them to hire you. Okay, so this is really important that you follow those rules. You won't want to crowd text. A lot of students want to put everything they've done on their resume. An employer only wants to see what they need to see to know that you can do the job they're trying to hire you for. So if you got 20 awards in high school, good on you. You're a GW student, most of you did. But an employer doesn't care. They just don't. So you want to keep it very neat and minimal. You want to tell them that you have the skills to do the job that they're looking for. You don't want to inundate them. If you put a 4-page resume in, an employer is going to take one look and say, I don't have time for this. Okay, they're just going to move on to the next candidate. So same with don't include fluff, okay? Just keep it simple. And then keep it to 1 page, okay? Oh, see, keep it to 1 page, keep it to 1 page. Okay, so we have some help for you. So we have this program called VMOC. It's an AI-enabled resume writer. It will walk you through and you will come out with a great resume formatted correctly for ATS. The AI program will help you write the bullet points. It will suggest things to make your resume stronger. It's a great tool. It's free to use. And then if you don't want to use it, we have some resources on Handshake. Again, we're going to send you these slides that are going to have this, and you can just click on the links and you'll get there. But if you go to the Career Center in Handshake, which is where you make an appointment with us, there's also a little thing called resources. If you click on resources, there's a thing on how to interview, there's a thing on how to write a resume, there's a thing on how to write a cover letter. There's all kinds of stuff in the resources. But that article right there is the resume article, so you can do that. And now I'm going to turn it over to Caroline.
Okay. So I am in the office, the assessment guru, and therefore, if you want to go to an assessment workshop or have an assessment completed, you will probably see me. We have 3 different kinds of assessments that we offer. And these are not good just if you aren't sure what you want to do, but even if you know exactly what you want to do, they can help you kind of approach it with a bit more confidence. So from left to right, the first one, the strong interest inventory, is really a career assessment. If you're not sure or you're trying to figure out to narrow the interests that you have, like I went into college as both interested in marine science and political science, not both sciences, right? Like, which one should I actually do? The strong interest inventory takes information and helps you match those interests to different career fields, and then even is going to offer you a couple of job titles that would be best aligned for your interest, your preference on work environment, and the general kind of theme, what motivates you to go to work every day. These are all one-on-one appointments, and so you make a 60-minute appointment with me through Handshake. I'll send you the link to take the assessment, and then when you come in, I have the results for you, and I'll guide you through those results and give you the information that the assessment spits out. So if you're on the fence, I think that's my preferred assessment to use. The Myers-Briggs Type Indicator and Clifton Strengths, we typically do in workshop format. They're all virtual, the first Thursday and third Thursday of the month at 4 p.m. And this QR code is taking you to Handshake to see the dates for the semester. If that time doesn't work for you, then you can email me or you can make an appointment with me through Handshake and leave the note that you would rather do the MBTI or Clifton Strengths. MBTI or Myers-Briggs Type Indicator is a personality assessment, and this is the most famous, I think, assessment for personality out there. So you might have done like a 16personalities.com knockoff version of this. This one is typically a little bit deeper. And what it looks at is on these dichotomies, how do you get energy from the day? Is it from interacting with people, or do people make you tired? Which is, I like people. My spouse comes home and he's like, don't talk to me for 10 minutes. I had to people today, okay? How do you make decisions throughout your day by both taking in information and giving out information? And how do you interact with the world? So it gives you your type. And we can use types to say, hey, it seems like maybe this would be a good career fit for you or a good major choice for you, but it's not prescriptive at all. So it still is up to you how you apply that, but it can give you some good information when you're talking to an employer. Yes, I tend to have a preference for doing things XYZ kind of way. And then lastly, Clifton Strengths is an assessment of your talents. What are kind of your innate talents? And it's going to give you your top 5. If you're going into an interview for an internship or a job, I would not ever want to go without Clifton Strengths complete, because when they ask, what are your strengths? Tell me how you put those into effect. This is going to give you the quick answer for that. So my top 5 strengths include communication, woo, which is like a presentation aspect. So when they interviewed me for this job and they're like, how do you feel getting up in front of a room of people? I could say, in my Clifton Strengths, I have woo. And they're like, sold. Okay, so you are already so good at things. And this can help you figure out, how do I leverage those for a career or an internship? And it can also help you stop focusing on, how do I get better? I'm so not good at this thing and I just need to improve on it. Honey, you probably don't. You need to focus on the things that you're good at, because that's going to make you even stronger than the little bit you can improve in this area. So for example, in that one, I know all 34 of my strengths because I got trained. My lowest strength is discipline. I am in grad school. How do you think that is working for me? So hot, okay? But I know that because I'm a people relationship oriented person, the more I tell people what my plan for things are, they help hold me accountable to it, saying, I already knew that you planned on doing XYZ. How's that going? And their check-in is what motivates me to continue working at it. So come to any of these assessment workshops or make your appointment with me and we can review the results of those for you.
Okay.
And then, just with a show of hands, how many of you here have downloaded Handshake? A few of you. So Handshake, for those of you who have not yet downloaded Handshake, I highly encourage you to take out your cell phones, scan the QR code, and download the Handshake app. What Handshake is that it is the primary platform where employers recruit college students. And so Handshake is designed with the hiring of college students in mind for jobs, internships, and even early career roles. And so if you're looking for an internship or a job, Handshake is the place to go. It's a great place not only to find opportunities. It's also where we post all of our career resources, from resume handouts, cover letters, how to navigate networking opportunities, elevator pitch. And it is also the place where, if you're interested in seeing any one of us career coaches, or another one of our colleagues who are not here, you would set up that appointment on Handshake. Next slide, please. So I already went over this, but I'll just look to see if I missed anything. I already mentioned that Handshake is the primary platform that we use for internships and jobs, and it's where you can find guides. And it's also a place where we post any events and fairs. So like the event that we had today, the freshman launch, the ice cream social, that's on Handshake. If you're looking for a networking event or a specific workshop, it's likely going to be on Handshake. So make sure that, you log into Handshake, you create your profile, you put in your preferences, and the more that you let the algorithm get to know you, the more it will make recommendations that make sense for you.
Handshake also has a lot of employer events, employers, and they're virtual. One of the advantages that we get from using Handshake is that a lot of schools all around the country use it. And so if you're looking for an internship in the summer back in Colorado or California or Maine, you're going to be able to find things in Handshake there. You just tell Handshake that's where you're looking, and it will only bring things up there. But employers often have virtual sessions. So if you've always wanted to work for Boeing, Boeing may have an employer session where they talk about how you get a job at Boeing. I know Teach for America, if you want to be teachers and you're thinking about that program, Teach for America often has info sessions. They put them in Handshake. They're not specific to GW, but they're specific to college students. And so when you're on the Zoom with Teach for America, you may be on with students from University of Maryland, American University, Georgetown, George Washington University in St. Louis. There's 2 Washington universities, so there's one in St. Louis, not affiliated with us, but you might be on a Zoom call with them.
That's all I wanted to cover. Next slide, please. So show of hands, how many of you were part of a student org or club in high school? Okay, many of you. So can anyone name a club that they were a part of in high school? What's
My name's Lala. I was in BSU.
You were in Winston?
Black Student Union.
You were in Black Student Union. What did you do in Black Student Union?
I was vice president.
Oh my gosh. So what did you do as a vice president?
I helped organize the weekly meetings and also community service events.
Got it. So
Experience.
yes.
That is experience.
That is experience. That is transferable skills. Who else can name a club that they were a part of in high school? Maybe from this side.
I was on my schools that come from marketing team.
You were on the marketing team. What did you do on the marketing team?
I usually act as an MC and come with advertisers from I did a lot of photo shoots and stuff.
Okay, so you did a lot of photo shoots, emceeing, presentations, public speaking. All of those things are transferable skills that you can add to your resume. We mentioned earlier that, because you are a freshman, you may not find very many opportunities that are open to freshmen. I mean, there are a lot of opportunities, but some opportunities are very competitive and they tend to go to juniors and seniors. But do not wait. There are many ways in which you can build your experiences while you're a freshman. And among them include joining a club on campus. We have many of those clubs and student orgs. We also have programs dedicated to community service and volunteering. So that's another way that you can build up your skill set. And we also offer GW on and off campus jobs, both for work study students and non-work study students, that it may not 100% align with your major, but you are still building those career competencies that employers are looking for, whether you're an aspiring engineer, an aspiring, Hill staffer, you're an aspiring, medical student, in all of these fields, communication, time management, presentation are integral skills that are necessary for your success. Other ways to build your skills include undergraduate fellowships and research. Here at GW, we have a center for fellowships and research where if you're really interested in a certain topic, you can work closely with a professor who will mentor you, and you can also find funding to dive more deeply into that research. And depending on the major, you may get to do a poster project and add that on your resume. Next slide. So on this slide, which we said that we'll share the slideshow with all of you later, we have some links on where you can find internships. So internships, definitely use Handshake. Another website that is worth considering is Idealist. Idealist is ideal for individuals who are looking to do social impact. So all of the organizations posted on Idealist are mission-driven organizations that give back to the community. They are all nonprofit organizations, and they post both paid and unpaid internships as well as volunteer opportunities.
And jobs.
And jobs as well. Another opportunity that you can utilize is what is called micro-internships and projects. So Parker Dewey is a company that partners with bigger organizations that are looking for individuals to do short-term, mostly remote projects. So this can include, maybe creating marketing materials, flyers. If you're an engineer, maybe contributing to an engineering project. And with micro-internships, they are typically, it can be anywhere from 2 weeks to a full semester, but not very often are they more than a semester because they are less than a time of a typical internship. And they are all paid. They also have a few in-person opportunities, so that might be worth considering if you're looking for summer opportunities back home. But if you're looking for remote short-term project-based opportunities, Parker Dewey is a great one. I already mentioned student organizations as a way to build up your skills and your leadership. And a great website for that is the GW Engage website. That's where all of the student affairs, student orgs list their upcoming events. So as you are exploring your home, your community, what clubs you want to be a part of, go to GW Engage and trust. There are lots of options there. In terms of volunteering and community service, GW has the Nashman Center for Civic Engagement and Public Service. They are the office that is responsible for organizing school-wide volunteer opportunities during holidays such as MLK Day of Service. They also organize alternative spring breaks. And so if you're looking to give back to the community, maybe it's tutoring, doing something related to the environment, or working with senior citizens, they organize a lot of events. So check them out on serve.gwu.edu.
And some of them are paid. There are a few paid opportunities,
Yes,
a lot of
they do.
tutoring or working, if you can commit to working after school at one of the local elementary schools, sometimes they do have funding to pay for that.
Yeah, I think it's called like Math Matters.
Yeah,
One of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Then if you're looking for on and off campus jobs, including work study and non-work study jobs, GW Student Employment, there's a website here.
And I want to draw your attention. You see how it says GWU-studentemployment.peopleadmin? Peopleadmin is the applicant tracking system. And when you are looking at addresses, if you are at a place like Boeing.com, and then it sends you to another place that says Boeing.taleo.com, Taleo is the applicant tracking system. So that's how you kind of know that you're on an applicant tracking system. Okay. Sorry.
No, I love that reminder that applicant tracking systems are ubiquitous. They are everywhere. And lastly, it is harder to see it on the screen. It's library.gwu.edu/fellowship. That's where fellowships and research opportunities are posted, as well as funded opportunities and scholarships specific to fellowships and any research that you're interested in doing, because you're also doing work, so, you know, you deserve to get paid for that, and funding opportunities for that research would be posted on that website.
I have one thing. I'm gonna just add really quick, a lot of you received an email this morning, the career exploration newsletter, because it went to all first and second year students. Parker Dewey is highlighted in there, and they have some webinars coming up, and there is a webinar specifically on making your application or your portal applicant information in there super strong, and I highlighted that in that email. So if you deleted it, that's okay, I'm not gonna be hurt, but you can go back and just find that one webinar and throw it on your calendar. I believe it's September 18th.
Okay, so here is your path to success. This is what you need to do. So the first thing you need to do is write your resume. There's some things to think about, so you can follow the ATS guidelines that we've talked about. You can use VMOC or use, there is a template on this website. It's called Resume Template. It is a Word-based template. You can use it if you upload it into Google Docs, works better in Word. And in Word, there's just a bunch of gray things, and all you have to do is click on the gray thing and replace what's there with what you want. It's like idiot proof. So totally idiot proof. So that can help you. It will help you if you have the resume guide, especially when you're writing your bullet points. Okay, so then you want to develop your story. You know that next Friday is the career fair. If you are going to the career fair, one of the things you want to do for the career fair is do your elevator pitch. Does anyone know what an elevator pitch is? Okay, so a couple of you do. For those of you who don't, an elevator pitch is, okay, you get on an elevator and Mark Zuckerberg is on the elevator and you have always wanted to work at Facebook. What are you going to tell Mark Zuckerberg to get him to give you an interview? Okay, that's your elevator pitch. It's like a 60-second little pitch about who you are and why they should think about you. VMOC has an elevator pitch tool, which will help you develop one and then practice it. The elevator pitch works best if you practice, practice, practice. So practice with your friend, practice with your dog. You know, just give your elevator pitch to anyone who will listen, because the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. So when you meet someone at the career fair next week and you really want to get an internship at that company, you can talk to the recruiter and you can tell them exactly who you are. So use VMOC to practice. And then also when you're developing your story, consider all the assessments that Caroline talked about. The other thing you want to do is network, network, network. Most jobs, the really great jobs you often get from a network. You want to build your network. Your professors are good networking for you. So you want to go to office hours with your professor, talk to them, let them get to know you. If you want to go to grad school, your professors are the ones who are going to write your letters of recommendation. So they need to know who you are. They need to know that you're good. And a great professor, a great relationship with a professor can make the difference between getting into your dream grad program and not. So do that. You network, talk to each other, start building your network. You never know when you're going to get a job, because somebody that you met in your freshman 101 first year experience, the CCAS 1001, that's different in other schools. But you may meet someone in there who remembers you and thinks, oh, you know, Susan would be perfect for this job. I should give her an email and see if she's interested. This is the way you get jobs. There are a lot of jobs out there. No one ever hears about them. They never get listed. They get filled by a network. So you want to start building your network. We have a program called GW Career Connect. It's on the Career Center website. You just have to kind of poke around. It's on the student menu. It is like LinkedIn, but just GW alumni. And these are people who have volunteered to help you. They have volunteered to get an email from you so that you can ask them questions. You can meet with them. You can do an informational interview, which is just like going and grabbing a 20-minute cup of coffee and saying, how did you break into this field? What classes should I take if I want to be like you? What do you wish you had known before you graduated from college? These are excellent questions, and alumni are there to help you. And sometimes you can get a mentor that way who can guide you. If you find someone who is a GW alum who works for your dream company, they might be able to tell you how to break into that company. And that is really valuable information. And then LinkedIn, of course, is another good place to network. And then you want to get yourself out there, volunteer for things, apply for anything that seems perfect, okay? I have talked with a lot of students lately. A lot of companies are saying entry-level job must have 5 years experience. Okay, that's BS. Entry-level jobs should not require 5 years experience. But many of you, when you leave here, are going to have 4 years of experience doing what that person wants to do, because you're going to talk about all the experiences that you had here at GW and even some that you had in high school. So don't think you need to have 5 years of experience doing exactly that. You need to have 5 years of experience showing that you have the skills that you need to do that. That's different than actually having done that. Because most of the time, anything you learn at a job is going to be transferable to another job. And you're just going to transfer that experience to the next job. So don't be deterred by that 5 years of experience. Apply.
And if I can add, if you meet 75 to 80% of what they're looking for, even 70% of what they're looking for, go for it.
If it's perfect, it's perfect. And then be yourself. Don't put on a mask when you're applying for jobs. The mask gets really heavy because you have to keep wearing that mask when you're working. And if you're working in a job for 3 years, by the end of the 3 years you're there, you're gonna just be yourself. That's what the employer wants. Okay. There we go. Okay, so who wants to talk about services? Why don't you talk about services?
Okay, so we've obviously covered a lot of different things. We have a service for that in the Career Center. The first one is if you have a resume that you are needing to get kind of polished up, or you want someone to put a set of eyes on it, we employ student employees. They're called career ambassadors. And currently their schedule is Monday through Friday, 2:30 to 4:30. When you go up to the 5th floor, they're just chilling at a table with a sign that says, I'm a career ambassador, and you can drop in and talk to them. So they're going to look over your resume, make sure that that template is kind of aligned with what Kari has been harping on this entire time, that you're using that action verb for your bullet points, etc. So they're a really great kind of first front line, and they're junior and senior students who have just recently completed some really cool internships. So it might be another great networking opportunity to learn, hey, how did you get that internship at the Rails to Trails Conservancy? Which is what Monreat just did, right? And then you can also drop in, because we have a headshot photo booth. You can make an appointment, but you don't need to, as long as no one is in the booth at that time. It's going to take a couple of photos for you and email it directly to you. And that way you have the perfect professional photo to put on your LinkedIn, on your GW Career Connect, on your Handshake account, all of the different things that we have given you. In addition, we obviously offer appointments like Frederica had explained. So we have appointments for specific kind of topics. And as you go through Handshake, when you're looking for appointments, it knows already what school you're in and whether you'll see us, or the business school also has their own career services. And then we can also narrow that. Are you exploring internships and different career opportunities? Are you truly exploring like majors? And then you probably come to me. Is it that you're looking for someone to work on a resume and cover letter? They also, at the higher levels, the industry levels, will help you talk about salary negotiation and things that to me are the most terrifying part of looking for a job. It's great to have that kind of expert advice from someone who really knows that field. So we offer those one-on-one appointments. We have, of course, our events like this one. We offer lunch and learns, we offer workshops, we have the Career Expo in our regular semesters. So take a peek at the handshake events, and like Kari said, there are events that are not GW controlled that get put in there too. So those are the employers, I think all summer long I saw the US Postal Service was like, please come talk to us. We want help at the Postal Service. But if you're a logistician, that would be like a great place to go get some experience, right? Because the logistics aspect of working the Postal Service has got to be beyond me.
Mind-boggling.
Way beyond me, right? I know I'm mad when it's not delivered when it said it was gonna be delivered, but what it takes to get it there is a big deal. And then lastly, we have a variety of other online tools. So Kari's talked about VMock, that is that AI-enabled resume, but they also have interview prep in there too. So some standard questions are in there, but you can also say, hey, I'm trying to interview for a specific position and upload that position description, and it will come up with questions based on the position description. So it kind of tailors that. It has the elevator pitch in there as well. And then InterStride is another one. If you're an international student and you're looking for work in the US afterwards, that is a really great place to go because you can also look at which companies tried to sponsor employees. So it's never guaranteed. The H-1B visa process is a process, and it's not guaranteed that every company who inputs for a sponsorship will get it. But like, it offers information, like when you click, hey, who requested the most sponsorships last year? It's going to tell you it's Amazon, and then it can tell you, and it was for these data and web services jobs. So you know it's Amazon Web Services that is really looking to try to sponsor people to stay in the US. How many applications they put in for that, what levels it was at. So it will tell you, are they looking for entry-level employees or not? And then also InterStride recently acquired our other favorite, which was called Going Global, which is for domestic students who are looking to hightail it out of America and go find jobs or internships elsewhere. So if you are wanting to do an internship not in the US and get that experience maybe with practicing your foreign language in a workplace, InterStride is going to be the cool place for that too. And then lastly, GW Career Connect. It's our way to connect with alumni. When you get on there, my basic thing is that I just search for a company name and you'll see all of the students and alumni who have ever interned there or who currently work there. When you click on their profile, it allows you to message them, and it even offers you a template of what that message might look like. So it can be something as simple as, I was hoping we could grab 15 minutes on Zoom sometime, or are you still in the area? Can we grab coffee? And also on their profile, it often says what they want to talk to students about. So they have options like, I want to help you get into grad school. I want to help with interview prep, or come talk to me about those internship opportunities at my company. So they kind of have those little pre-formatted responses there. And
Well,
then, yeah.
Before we talk about this, a couple things we have up here. So next week, because of the career fair, there are a bunch of things. So if you need to have your resume review, you can come to Resumania. We have an elevator pitch workshop. Well, I guess it's a contest.
It's a mocktail mixer. Come get your mocktail. Practice your pitch.
Practice your pitch. Also, the Loop. For those of you who live out on the Verne, you might know about the Loop. If you haven't been to the Verne, the Loop is like a free thrift shop. Okay, so it's a thrift shop for which you don't have to pay, and they will be bringing their business attire to this event. So if you want to look more polished for the career fair, you can grab something there. We have a visit the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. This is an employer visit. You can take a bus with a bunch of other students and go learn about the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. Could be a fun trip. There's some more expo events here. The other thing we wanted to tell you about is that, and this is something about internships. Internships on the Hill are generally open to freshmen. It's actually fairly easy to get a Hill internship. If you want to go intern with your member of Congress or your senator or the Democratic or Republican committees, whatever you want to do, they will hire you as a freshman, and it's often paid. Now, the secret to that, and this includes the Smithsonian as well, it's much easier to get an internship at one of those places in the government in the spring and fall. Why is that? You are here. In the summer, students from all over the country come streaming into DC, taking up all the hotel rooms and B&Bs
The dorms.
Airbnbs, the dorms, because they come in to do the internships on the Hill or at the Smithsonian. So you are competing with a lot fewer people to get those internships in the fall and the spring. Starting September 23rd, Dr. Merrill, who is one of our employer relations consultants, is going to do a virtual, I think it's 4-week workshop. It's 1 hour a week for 4 weeks to get you prepared to apply for a Hill internship. So she'll give you all the inside things that you need to know. That'll be on Handshake. Go ahead and look it up on Handshake. It's
called So You Want to Intern on the Hill
yeah.
for 2025. There are 3, and you have to register for all of them. I think they're full currently, but she manually updates the wait list because if you don't register for all 3, she's kicking people out who only picked one of the dates. So register for all 3, and as she updates, she'll move people to that wait list.
And she may open up the wait list because it's virtual, so it's not like
Yeah.
we have a occupancy problem. So go ahead and register for that. It's very helpful.
I also want to add, because I'm supporting that event, is that for students who attend all of the So You Want to Intern on the Hill workshop, your resume gets added to a resume book that Dr. Merrill sends to various staffers. She has connections on the Hill where staffers reach out to her saying, hey, I'm looking for a group of GW students to intern for me for the spring or the fall or whatever. And Dr. Merrill will give them a resume book, which will contain your resume. And so that helps those students get in front of the line of the application process. And also they know that Dr. Merrill has vetted through those students and are Capitol Hill ready. So if any of you are interested at all in interning for the Hill, I highly, highly recommend checking this out and registering for all 3 sessions on Handshake.
Okay, so this
Take
is
it away. You can find us on Handshake, on the 5th floor, online on Instagram.
and on Instagram.
You can also email us.
You can email us.
I actually post on Instagram an AI prompt of the week. You'll also get that on Handshake. So if you look at the Handshake feed, so I give you some prompts that are going to help you find jobs and internships on that. And then lastly, we have an activity we want you to do. Okay. But before we do that activity, I'm going to go one more. This is our evaluation for this session. Our boss really likes it if you tell her that we did a really good job and we were really helpful. So,
Let her know
So,
you should be part of
make us look good.
Yeah.
Love
No,
coffee
we
out
need
there.
to improve so we can.
And then
introduce
if you
people
came
next
in
week.
late and didn't register for the session, Frederica has the QR code up here, so you can just come up
So
and register for
I
this.
saw that only 14 students checked in, and there are clearly like
Yeah,
a
so
lot of you in here. So if you
if you do this, then you will get the slides tomorrow. Okay, I will send you the slides tomorrow. Okay,
if you want to come up and
but
scan real quick,
this
you can
is
do
this
that.
is our activity. So what we want you to do here is, and we've got a bunch of
We can
these.
distribute.
Don't do the Macy's one. Do this one. And I have some pens up here if you need them, but I'd like the pens back. We want you to write down on this Post-it note one thing that you are going to do to get yourself ready for an internship or a job. Okay, that's the first thing you're going to do. And then we want you to walk around and find someone else who's going to do the same thing. And then we want you to introduce yourselves and become each other's accountability buddy. So you do that thing. And then remember that now you have someone in your network. So you're going to build your network, okay? And if you need another Post-it note because you want to take one to have the contact information for whoever is your accountability buddy, do that. But when you're done, we want you to leave the Post-it note on the sign that's out in the hallway so that we can collect and show our boss and our boss's boss that we got you all ready to go, okay? Thank you all for coming. We made it in an hour. Yay. Okay, and I'm going to stop share.
One thing. This is here. So right now, the one thing that